Hey, how's it going today? My name is The Real Matthew Show, and I'm the editor-in-chief for Defiant Legends. We're a culture and lifestyle magazine that's based out of Victoria, British Columbia, Canada. And if you want to find more of my work, you can find it at Defiant Legends on Instagram or defiantlegends.com. And yeah, I do some posts about music, do some videos as well. I'm just starting to get into YouTube videos. And it's the end of the year now, so I wanted to do my top 20 favorite projects of 2019 for a YouTube video. You can also check this out on Defiant Legends Instagram and see the full post on there, but I'm going to make a video about it as well. So 2019 was a really good year for hip hop. I gotta say I was a little bit worried at the start of 2019 just because of how good 2018 was. 2018 was a really good year, and if I had to compare my top 10 from last year to my top 10 from this year, I would say it's pretty even. I would say 2019 had more underground projects. At the start of 2019, a few good underground projects came out, and I was like, well, this is probably going to be a pretty good year for underground projects, and that's actually what happened. But in this list as well, I don't just have underground projects. I have a few projects that are more mainstream and actually nominated for Grammys this year as well. So overall, it was a really good year for hip hop. I would say last year was a little bit better, but this year was still really good. It wasn't quiet like I thought it would be just because of how good 2018 was. So I made a list of my top 20 favorite projects. Last year, if you follow my posts, I only did 10, my top 10 favorite projects from last year. I could have easily done 20. 2018 was a great year, but I just stuck to 10. Anyway, this year I'm kicking it up a notch. I'm gonna do 10 more just because, but I just want to give recognition to all the people who made this music, all the artists, all the producers, all the singers, everything like that. So yeah, this is my top 20 favorite projects of 2019. We're gonna start with 20 to number 11 for this first video, and I'll make another video going from number 10 all the way down to 1. All right, let's get into this. All right, so my number 20 project, and it was a mixtape, and it was a mixtape from Griselda rapper and owner Westside Gunn with his Hitler Wears Hermes 7 mixtape. So this is the 7th edition of the Hitler Wears Hermes mixtape, and Buffalo rapper, entrepreneur, and fashion designer Westside Gunn focuses more on rapping and songwriting in this mixtape while deliberately picking more boom bap sounding instrumentals with really raw, rich soul samples that bring a really golden age aesthetic to this mixtape. Hitler Wears Hermes 7 has 17 tracks, and a lot of the tracks are very sample heavy instrumentals that are sometimes short but simple, but for the most part are very rich and would actually be fun to sing along to without lyrics at all. I really enjoyed the sample work that West did on this album, and I would say he also did some of his best solo writing and songwriting since his album from last year, Supreme Blind Tell. So I thought it was pretty good for a balance of music and for good lyrics. This is a mixtape I could listen to from start to finish without the urge to want to skip any songs because it's consistently good. Westside Gunn has had a great year in 2019. This was his second project. He released an album earlier this year called Fly God is an Awesome God. Then we got this mixtape, Hitler Wears Hermes 7. And we also got the debut album on Shady from his record label with his brothers Conway the Machine and Benny the Butcher called What Would She Gun Do? So Westside Gunn has had a very consistent year, putting a lot of work. And he actually announced that next year, 2020, will be his final year rapping. And he's going to release an album with Madlib and a few other projects. But I really hope that this isn't his final year. I hope he's just saying he's going to retire like a bunch of other rappers and sports players do as well. I hope we hear more of Westside Gunn. But anyway, thanks, Wes. This was a great year. Thank you for all your projects. But my number 20 of my favorite projects 2019 goes to Hitler Wears Hermes 7. All right, so number 19. My number 19 project comes from a rapper and a producer that are on different sides of the map, one from Rochester, New York, and the other from Germany, but they came together for an underground hip-hop project called Long Story Short, and that's Edo and Superior. So Rochester rapper Edo and German producer Superior team up for one of the most quality underground hip-hop albums of 2019. Although they are from different countries, both Edo and Superior feel like their style of music was influenced by New York's hip-hop scene in the 90s. So the way their styles gel together fits for a very good match. We get Edo's metaphor-filled bars about street life and Superior's classical-inspired production with beautiful string sections. And together it sounds like something out of a modern-day Godfather soundtrack. Ito made a lot of music in 2019, but I feel his storytelling and songwriting on Long Story Short make this album some of his best work this year. And yeah, I really hope I see these two work again soon. They had great chemistry. They made a good project. So yeah, I really hope Superior and Ito work together again in the future. And that's my number 19. All right, so my number 18 was an album I didn't expect this year, and that was Nas for his Lost Tapes 2. So one of the greatest rappers of all time, the legendary Queens, New York MC Nas, drops a sequel to his Lost Tapes series this year in 2019 with the Lost Tapes 2. And this is a collection of songs over the past 17 years that didn't quite fit or make his last 5 studio albums. On Lost Tapes 2, we get a wide range of tracks from almost 2 decades, so the songs feel like you're stepping into a rap time machine or something like that. I really appreciated the different sounds and progression you get to hear from Nas over the years, and the fact that he speaks on things from the past that he's never spoken on before. It was really nice to hear his side of certain situations. On the Lost Tapes 2, we got a wide range of music from different producers, great producers like Swiss Beats, Pharrell Williams, Static Selector, and even one from Kanye West from his produced Nas Year from last year. Well, this album is consistent all the way through, and it feels like vintage Nas, and even if the songs are from later years, they're still good quality songs. So yeah, I just want to say thank you for Nas for this. I did not expect this. Did not expect to get the Lost Tapes collection and all these different songs from over the years to kind of sum up Nas's career a bit. And thanks for releasing these unheard tracks finally. So I appreciate that. That's my number 18. All right, so my number 17 is from a legendary hip-hop Brooklyn duo by the name of Smith & Wesson, and it's for their album called The All. So Brooklyn duo Smith & Wesson dropped their first album in 9 years with their 2019 release The All. The All, produced by Ninth Wonder and his group of talented producers, the Soul Council, showcases their classic boom bap style, but an updated take on it. And Tech and Steel of Smith & Wesson live up to their consistent chemistry that they've had for over 2 decades. Every song is quality, and we got features from legendary rappers like Raekwon and from great artists from newer generations like Rick Ross and Rhapsody. So the Smith & Wesson The All was definitely on repeat at the start of 2019. Forget exactly what month it came out, maybe February or something, but it was one of my favorite projects of the first quarter of the year. So my number 17, Smith & Wesson with The All. All right, so my number 16 project goes to Detroit rapper Danny Brown for his album You Know What I'm Saying. After Detroit rapper Danny Brown's destructive yet amazing 2016 album Atrocity Exhibition, Danny got a new look by cutting his hair and fixing his chipped tooth, and with that new look came a new sound as well. Danny's 2019 album You Know What I'm Saying sees Danny climb out of a dark spiral that was Atrocity Exhibition as he goes back to his hip-hop purist roots, enlisting legendary producer Q-Tip to executively produce this album. You Know What I'm Saying still has Danny's unique style, yet it's more level-headed, less destructive, and even happy at some points. But Danny does not jeopardize that for quality and still brings the traits that people have come to know and love from his music over the years. So that's my number 16, Danny Brown, You Know What I'm Saying. All right, my number 15 album, and even though it's my number 15 album, is probably the most important album to me on this list, and that is Gang Starr, one of the best yet. So in 2019, the legendary hip-hop duo Gang Starr released their first album in 16 years with one of the best yet. This posthumous album saw DJ Premier work backwards by having Guru's posthumous verses first, then having to make the beats, concepts, and features around them. But despite that, one of the best yet feels like vintage Gang Starr and like Guru was still alive. One of the best yet has great production all the way through by DJ Premier, and the posthumous verses by Guru are quality as well. I like the variety of features that we got on one of the best yet. Guys who worked with Guru in the past like Jeru the Damaja, Big Shug, or Freddie Fox. But we also got rappers from newer generations who probably were influenced by Gang Starr. Guys like Royce da 5'9", Talib Kweli, and J. Cole. So this album was big for me. Honestly, I never thought I would get another Gang Starr song in 2019, let alone a whole album. And so like I said, even though this is my number 15 pick, it's a very important album for me on this list. So rest in peace, Guru, Gang Starr for life. Thank you, DJ Premier. That's my number 15. Gang Starr, one of the best yet. All right, so my number 14 pick goes North Carolina rapper Rhapsody for her album Eve. North Carolina MC Rhapsody released her third studio album in 2019 called Eve, And the concept behind this album was that each song in the track listing was named after a different woman in Rhapsody's life who inspired her. Rhapsody is known for her great writing ability and lyricism, and since she's signed to Ninth Wonder's label Jamlaw Records, the production on Eve is great as well because it's handled mostly by Ninth Wonder and his very talented group of producers, the Soul Council. So every song on Eve is quality, and Rhapsody gives us a well-balanced set of tracks with more thought-provoking songs like Nina and Afeni, all-out bangers like Cleo, and fun, light-hearted songs like Whoopee. Eve not only cements Rhapsody as one of the best female rappers ever, but also as one of the best rappers of this generation. I can't wait to see what Rhapsody does next. She's been super good, super consistent. I love her style, and she's been putting a lot of work the past couple of years. So that's my number 14, Rhapsody with Eve. All right, my number 13 pick is a new group with their debut album, but well known in the hip hop scene. That's DJ Muggs of Cypress Hill and Mach-Hommy, New Jersey rapper Mach-Hommy, with their group called Kill 'Em All, with their self-titled album debut, Kill 'Em All. So legendary DJ and producer of Cypress Hill, DJ Muggs, had a phenomenal year in 2019, producing 5 different albums for some of the biggest names in the hip-hop underground scene. These albums included Hell's Roof for Ito. I can't pronounce the name of the first album, but it's Kill 'Em All in French for Mach-Hommy. The third album was Medadio for Crime Apple. And the fourth album was Dump Assassins for the God Fahim. And then also this album, the one I'm reviewing now, Kill 'Em All, with his new group with Mach-Hommy. And you could easily say that DJ Muggs was the top hip-hop producer of 2019, in my opinion, with the amount of work that he put in. And although Kill 'Em All is one of the shorter releases out of all the albums he put out, is by far my favorite. So on Kill 'Em All, we get 10 songs of unique yet beautiful production by DJ Muggs, and Mach-Hommy's songwriting, rapping, and singing bring a lot of emotion to the music on here. The features on Kill 'Em All were also very good. We got 4 verses from the God Fahim, which continues to show Fahim and Mach's chemistry. And we also got 1 feature from Ural Droog as well. Kill 'Em All was an album that couldn't get off repeat for a while when it first came out because of how quality it is. So that's my number 13, Kill 'Em All. All right, 2 left. So my number 12 favorite project of 2019 goes to Benny the Butcher with his album, The Plugs I Met. On Buffalo rapper and Griselda member Benny the Butcher's album, Tana Talk 3 from 2018, Benny said the line on Broken Bottles, "I heard they sick about me rapping about the drugs I stretch. I'm gonna write a whole album about the plugs I met." And Benny did just that in 2019, releasing his album, The Plugs I Met. The Plugs I Met is a cohesive set of 7 tracks with all-out bangers and great features. Songs like Crowns for Kings with the legendary rapper Black Thought of the Roots that sees Benny and Thought go bar for bar over some very jazzy production. The song Sunday School with 38 Spesh and Jadakiss with its enormous boom bap drums and menacing rolling piano chords, and its great features by Spesh and Kiss. Or the song 18 Wheeler that sees Benny team up with X, Doughboy Pusha T for a great overall collaboration. The Plugs I Met was a definite highlight amongst a great year of releases for the Griselda crew. So that's my number 12, Benny the Butcher with his album, The Plugs I Met. All right, so this will be the last one, my number 11. This will be the first half of my countdown, and my next video will be the next half of my countdown. So my number 11 goes to Conway the Machine with Look What I Became. Griselda rapper and co-owner Conway the Machine had a great year in 2019, releasing 3 mixtapes, including the 3rd volume of his Everybody is Food series, the mixtape Organized Crime with Trillmatic, and last but definitely not least, his mixtape Look What I Became. This final mixtape of 2019 is a lead up to his Shady Records debut called God Don't Make Mistakes. Conway wanted to give us Look What I Became first, then lead it into God Don't Make Mistakes, since their titles and concepts run into each other. On Look What I Became, we get 9 tracks of well-balanced hip-hop, including bangers like Tito's Back featuring Conway's brother and cousin Westside Gunn and Benny the Butcher, and that sees Benny and Conway feed off each other's rhymes to some great Derringer production. We got the jazzier R&B-inspired concept song You Made It, featuring Amber Simone, about women's strength and perseverance, and my personal favorite track on this mixtape, the trap-inspired banger Half of It, produced by close friend of Griselda, Ricky Hyde, which sees Conway reflect on his life and past relationships. So this was hands down one of my favorite mixtapes this year. Conway the Machine proves that out of Griselda, he's probably one of the most versatile members in terms of his content. So this was a really good quality mixtape all the way through and very versatile. Yeah, great set of tracks. So that's my number 11, Conway the Machine, Look What I Became. And that's done for the first half. That's it for the first half. We went from number 20 all the way to number 11, and you'll be getting my number 10 down to my number 1 of my top 20 favorite projects of 2019. So wait for that. That's coming to you very soon. Thanks for listening. Let me know in the comments what your favorite projects of 2019 were. I'd love to hear that. And yeah, I'll talk to you guys soon. Merry Christmas if I don't see you again.